Let's bring in Nizar Farsakh, who's a lecturer of international affairs at George Washington University. He's also a former director of the Palestinian delegation in Washington, D.C. Mr. Farsakh, it's a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you for your time. Firstly, let me just get your thoughts on the recent violence at Al-Aqsa.
It's very concerning. It's a serious escalation. Many reporters and many analysts actually have said that it does seem like the Israeli authorities are trying to get a sense of how much resistance they're going to see from the Palestinians because they are interested in this area. This area, Sheikh Jarrah, is just north of Damascus Gate. And if the Israelis manage to evict many Palestinians out of it and replace them with Israeli settlers, that would basically cordon off Jerusalem from the rest of the West Bank north. So there is a political agenda behind this. So this escalation could very well be part of that policy.
A political agenda. Well, meanwhile, this issue of Israel taking Palestinian homes is now in the hands of the Israeli Supreme Court. Do you expect a fair ruling next week?
No, of course not. The International Court of Justice has proven that the Israeli court is not fair and is not neutral. In fact, it has shown how the Israeli court is part and parcel of the Israeli political establishment, whereby the decisions of that court are based on political agendas, and in many cases there were contradictory decisions over different years because they had different political goals. So I don't at all expect any fair results from that Israeli court.
And just a question for you on the U.S. response. When Joe Biden was vice president in the Obama administration, there's a lot more anger coming from the U.S. on this issue of Israeli expansion in Palestinian territories. What are your thoughts on his now administration's quote-unquote deep concern over the issue?
It is different. It's definitely more pronounced than previous administration. Its criticism of the Israeli policy and its support for Palestinian rights is remarkably different from other administrations. Part of it, of course, is the Democratic Party under Obama and the previous attempts of former Secretary of State Kerry have gone for naught, and they did blame the Israelis for that because the Israelis were not interested actually in serious negotiations. And therefore, they feel, the U.S. administration, at least this U.S. administration, feels it needs to up its game and take a stronger stance to support at least de-escalation, because letting the Israeli government, especially this one, the right-wing government, go ahead with its provocative actions is probably going to ignite the situation and make it worse. And this is not something that the U.S. administration wants. It wants calm and peace. It doesn't want more provocation in the Middle East.
All right. Once again, Professor Farsakh, appreciate your time. Thank you.